Today we're opening our first exhibition of François Morellet, since we represent the estate, since 2 years. We organized the first show in New York with a selection of various works, but here we dedicated this exhibition to his early practice and use of neon. He was one of the first artists with Dan Flavin to use the neon, starting in the early 60s. So we have a sample of this in the exhibition here. This space here is very vast, so we were wondering, whether we should, what to concentrate on. I mean, Morellet is someone that always worked in series, but we decided to simplify. I think we really make a statement by showing this neon. This is not something you see so often, and it's such an integral part of his work. And oftentimes he combines neon with canvases. They can be commissioned also, outdoor neon, indoor neon. So it was good. I think it's a very good reflection on his vocabulary and the work and how he developed the work over 60 years, basically. So some of them are interactive. The one behind me, you have to press the pedal, and basically it starts a cycle of figure with the light bulbs. This is really early 1963 work with light bulb just before he goes to neon. And on the other side of the gallery, you have one which is an exhibition copy, where you press the pedal, but you leave your foot on the pedal, and all kinds of shapes come up, cross, squares, lines, and you can actually interrupt it where you want if you want to assemble a very specific figure. So yeah, there is always this immersive and participatory aspect with him, which was initiated when he was part of the GRAV, the Groupe de Recherche Artistique et Visuelle, with Roulier Le Parc, for instance, where you would be much more involved with touching the work, with activating the work. So that's always been part of his work, yes. Well, there were Mathematic, and sometimes not. The other piece on the wall there is based on earlier works where the neon would be reflected in water and the water would move. Therefore, two very straight lines of neons would become distorted. He made photographs of them, and then about 30 years later, he revisited that series and used what you would see in the photograph to create the neon. There are different techniques for neon, for instance, between Dan Flavin. Dan Flavin used the fluorescent tubes, which creates more of an atmosphere, where with this neon, you have a very, very defined line. They're very concentrated. These are the type of neon you would use in the 60s, 70s, and still today for advertising, for instance, or signage on stores. So they look like a line on the drawing. They don't actually reflect too much light into the room. Well, some of the pieces of François Morellet, when he was alive, he already started to move to LED because this was a new technology coming in. And, I think, the whole relationship of light is very different. The rendering is very different. I do not like LED. Unfortunately, this is something we have to widely use. Some of them get very close to what you see here. The technology continuously change. But some of his pieces are LED, not here, but on the late side they started to try to work with it, even to maintain pieces, in case the neon would disappear for good.